Welcome to the CODE NRL show. Dave Riccio and Michael Carianis and no Brent Read.
Peace and quiet.
Oh, how good is it, Mick?
Oh, it's just so much more relaxed. We're on time. No one's forgotten their wallet, their keys, their notepad.
Can we just take viewers and listeners into the world of Brent Read? I just want some... I don't want heaps of sympathy. I just want like 10 seconds of sympathy. It is like working with your grandfather.
But in the past 24 hours, he's left his headphones at Sydney Airport, left his laptop at the Caxton after 360 last night.
And that's nothing to do with a copious amounts of alcohol. That's just what he would do.
Retrieved the laptop and then left it in his room, he just said to us in a text message.
And left his bag in the foyer. Checked into his hotel room, left his bag in the foyer.
We had this thought during the week around concussion tests, right?
Yeah.
He needs to do one.
Yeah. Because the reason we discussed that, we were discussing Blake Brayley's HIA. Was it a HIA? Wasn't it a HIA? My mail is the question he got wrong was merely he got the month wrong. Said April. Anyway. And
I said.
Mick said.
We were talking about it going, well, would Readie pass any of it?
Readie would not pass. I gave the example of Brayley to Readie. He said to me, what month is it? He failed the HIA on the phone.
Anyway. Let's
so when we say we're glad to be here, we're bloody glad to be here. Of all the Magic Round games, Mick, I reckon this is the one I'm looking forward to because of the ramifications for State of Origin, and it's the Cowboys versus the Roosters. Jake Clifford, who's been, well, he's sort of been propelled from nowhere as far as a candidate to take over from Tom Dearden for the Maroons, and also Sam Walker. So Cowboys v Roosters, Clifford versus Sam Walker.
DCE, no chance?
I just don't see the Queensland... the way it unfolded last year, I don't see Billy Slater going backwards.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't argue that it can't work. It could work, but I just I think he'll go forward with this. We can get to it in a minute. Kalyn Ponga being the other option outside of this game.
I'd love Kalyn there.
Yeah, right.
Would I be brave enough to pick him? I'm not sure.
So Billy Slater is brave enough to pick him. He's a very... In series gone by, it's actually been his staff calming him down on how they want to play on just a front foot mentality as far as all out attack. Remembering he's an attacking, he was an attacking fullback. So yeah, I can see a world where Ponga is picked in the halves.
It'd be
and
pretty
I think
cool.
There's too many concerns over Sam Walker on his consistent style of play.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, you need to have faith and belief that Walker's going to go out there and do the job that you need him to perform in Origin. There have been at times at the Roosters where you get a good game, an okay game, and I'm also worried about his long kicking game. He's got a brilliant short kicking game, as we know.
So why wouldn't DCE be in the mix? For all those reasons, all those things that you're talking about.
Because they dropped him for a reason. They didn't believe him. They thought his time was up.
Yeah. It probably like he wasn't playing. He's playing better this year without the burden of the captaincy if he comes into the squad. Like I'd love him to pick.
So what if they pick him and they get beating Origin 1?
Oh, then
they've got to drop him again.
Yeah, but if they lose Origin 1, whoever the halfback is will probably get dropped anyway. Don't you think?
Not if it's a rookie. Not if it's they have to persist.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. I don't know.
If it's Jake Clifford,
I don't know. I don't know.
So I feel like whoever starts at halfback for Queensland, if they lose, they're probably going to get dropped. Cam Munster's been a concern as well.
Yep.
Don't forget, he was outstanding last week. His best game of the season, probably his best game since the opening weeks of the season last week. But he's been a concern for Queensland. So, but like you talk about front foot, you talk about the speed of the game. The more I think of it, the more I'd love Reece at 1 and Kalyn at 7.
Yeah.
I know left-footed kickers is a concern, but there's something to be said there with Harry Grant controlling it around the ruck. Pretty potent.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. And I suppose the Clifford angle comes from booming kicking game, plays a simple brand. And I firmly believe that it's Tom Dearden who's probably talking to the Queensland coach about, hey, this kid, you've seen what he can do with me. He can do the job with Cameron.
Yeah, I understand the selection. And I think I'm with you on Sam Walker. That's why I would, for me, it's down to, do you go all out on Kalyn and just roll the dice and go, wow, okay, let's see what happens here? or do you go for the steady hand, you know what you're getting of DCE?
Yeah.
That's where my head's at.
If they pick Kalyn in the halves with Cameron Munster and Reece Walsh at fullback, are Queensland favourites in game 1 in Sydney?
No.
No.
No. Because of the unknown. The unknown of playing a bloke that's never played. I know he's played plenty of 5'8", but you pick Kalyn at 7, I get it. Like, it's appealing. But you look at that forward pack, and the concern for Queensland is can those forwards do a job to get them on the front foot to allow the front foot players like Kalyn and Reece to do their business? That would be my concern, more so than the halfback. I think Kalyn could handle it.
You're talking about Tino and Lindsay?
Yeah, Tino, Lindsay, Ruben Cotter, their edge back rows a bit weakened as well. So that would be my concern for Queensland, more than the actual number 7, is can those guys lay a platform? And if you're on the back foot and you don't think they're going to be able to do it, maybe DCE is the better option.
There's breaking news this morning, and that is that the Bulldogs have withdrawn from any interest in signing Luke Metcalf. I said it on 360 on Tuesday night. Given the way that how quick the Bulldogs were to meet with Luke Metcalf, I had an anticipation that they would be right in the box seat to sign him on a couple of accounts. One, they could use him. Two, they know who the head coach is, and the Dragons don't. However, as I said this morning, Thursday morning, Dogs are out. It leaves the Dragons, Mick. It really only leaves Saints unless there's a smoky in the room that we don't know about. Yeah.
You'd assume that all roads lead to Wollongong for Luke Metcalf, and it's an interesting one because they had everything planned to go hard on him for November 1 last year, but he re-signed with the Warriors just days up into that deadline, and they're going to get their man, and I think he's an important signing for him. I think if he does end up there, he's a very good signing for the Dragons, and they should be commended if they start next year and they've added Kalyn Ponga, Scott Drinkwater, Luke Metcalf, Phillip Sammy, and potentially Connor Watson for now of a list of players. And you know what they all have? Except for Keon, but Keon's a world-class player. They all have speed, Dave.
Yeah.
And what have we been banging on about the Dragons for the past 24 months? The lack of threat, the lack of running game. So if Luke Metcalf does end up with the Dragons, I think it's a really good signing for him. Look, there are natural concerns. 43 games in, how old is he, 27? So that is a risk and a concern, no doubt. But I think, we both know him well. He's a leader. He's a really confident guy. He knows what he wants to...
Strong communicator.
Knows what he wants to get out of his career. So, yeah, if he does end up with the Dragons, I think the Dragons should be commended.
Are they bidding against themselves again, Mick?
Well, it looks that way. It looks that way, but...
Do they need to be careful how much they pay, or you're happy to have him? I think I come from a place where you spoke about where he's too good a player not to have in your roster.
Yeah, they need him. They actually need him. I think this is more of a necessity than the Scott Drinkwater situation.
Yeah.
I think, as I said, the only concern, and it's a big concern around Luke, is his durability.
Yeah.
It's not his performance. It's not his persona. It's nothing like that. It's just can he play 20-plus games for the Dragons when he arrives as a marquee for them? But, look, they signed... As I said, if they sign Metcalf, add it with Drinkwater, and that backline suddenly has some potency that it's long crave. So Tim Watford, if he gets this deal done alongside Ben Cray, I think they should be commended.
So this is my concern. How are they getting this deal done without a head coach? Well, it was. I pushed that to the Dragons earlier this week, and they came back straight with me and said, "Well, we got Drinkwater done without a coach as well." So
yeah.
I wouldn't think they'd like to play that game too long, would you? Or do players sign players? I'm a believer in that. Yeah. You get one, you get two, you get three because of players want to play with good players.
And it's a matter of being patient and not blowing your money, because had they gone in on someone else, like Drinkwater's contracted, Metcalf was contracted, these guys have sort of fallen out of the tree a little bit. So I think now if they get this one done, they'll probably take stock a little bit. They're talking to Connor Watson at the potential for a 12-month contract. Watson will tool the PNG facilities, will tool PNG this weekend.
Hang on. Connor Watson for 12 months at the Dragons. How are they getting how can they fit all these players under the salary cap?
They got a lot off contract.
This season?
For next year, yeah. So Damien Cook's gone.
Yep.
Right, Jaden Sewer's gone. They're two big name players on big money, right?
Okay, so let's call that Drinkwater and Keon.
Yeah, probably a bit more. Those players would cost a bit
maybe,
more.
Yeah.
Then you've got guys like Hamo Saleh's on decent money. Luciano Leilua's on big money.
Blake
Laurie's on big money. Terrell Sloan's on big money.
Mm.
So all these guys who have been on decent contracts won't be there. And if they are retained, someone like Luciano Leilua, I think the club will want to keep him. But it's going to be on a significantly reduced rate.
Cut price.
So, yeah, they've got the money. And the year after, and this has been the beauty around the Dragons and something we've spoken about, is that they're not tied down to long-term contracts anymore. Like, you look at the guys that they want to get rid of, or guys that aren't performing to their value. And next season is the last year of the Valentine Holmes Clint Gutherson contract as well. So they got a bit of breathing space, and if they get this recruitment right, and like I was critical around the length of the Scott Drinkwater, not the player, but around the length of the deal. But you add it with these guys, and you go, well, it's not a last place roster anymore. Is it a finals roster? They'll need some luck and probably a couple of more handy additions in the middle, maybe like some. What they probably look for now is a bit more experience. They're not looking for any top liners in their forward pack, but probably just an experienced middle, just to complement their young forward pack.
So hang on, let's just. Do you think they can play finals footy? Like, if you actually sit down and have a look at that roster, Hamish Stewart, Dylan Egan, Couchman brothers, Keon Kalamatangi, Drinkwater, Metcalf, throw in Dan Atkinson, who's definitely still there. Like, that's potent. That's strong enough.
Yeah, there'll be a clear lack of depth, right? Like, is it a finals roster? Not yet, but it's building towards one. It definitely is. And they've done, as I said, if they get Metcalf and Watson done, even if Watson's for only 12 months, I think they've done an outstanding job.
Does anyone fall out next year?
That are contracted?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to look at the players that are...
They're going to be hurt by the positions that are coming in.
Fullback Gutho and Kyle Flanagan would be potentially a couple of players that are contracted for next year that, may be told to look elsewhere. Valentine Holmes, they're not getting any value out of Val.
Yeah.
Whether the Val needs to freshen up and, can get back to anywhere near his best. But, he's been well down. I wouldn't think anyone else.
Yep.
They're probably the three, Gutho and Val and maybe Kyle as well. But, yeah, I think they're building nicely. Dave, you had the news around the Bulldogs and Luke Metcalf. Do you have an understanding of why they didn't pursue him after meeting him earlier this week?
Yeah, they definitely met with Luke, and there was certainly an interest to have a look at, can we improve our roster? I think there was a case of just looking at it, but also not flinching on what is happening after, what are they, 5 losses now? They don't want to hit the panic button and react to 5 losses. Does it turn out to be the right decision? Only time will tell. I think the other factor was the salary, knowing that the Dragons are probably in a better position to go to that. Luke's on around 900,000 at the Warriors. He'll probably get similar money at the Dragons, and I don't think the Bulldogs were willing to go to that mark. Mick, it might be Magic Round, but Las Vegas is looming.
It is.
It's always looming.
Yes.
Fans want to know, when is my team going to Vegas? And you've got some news in today's column.
Yeah, I think we'll find out next week, formally, which 4 clubs will go to Vegas. It's our understanding that you can lock in Parramatta, West Tigers and Melbourne as 3 of the 4 sides, and either the Dolphins or Titans as that 4th side. And whichever one of the Titans or Dolphins don't go, they'll be the last team to have not gone. Obviously, Perth come into next year, but the last team not to go. But, yeah, 2 big Sydney clubs in Parramatta and the Tigers. And the Tigers, what a turnaround in terms of Shane Richardson was adamant that Vegas wasn't for them. They've got more important things to do, but a change of leadership there will see the Tigers get on the plane and travel to Las Vegas on Benji Marshall.
Huge. And you know what's important? The Tigers finish this season strong, because then that will just send an army of West Tigers fans over to Vegas with a lot of hope and optimism. Just focus on the Tigers. Parramatta, 100%.
Very similar. They're in similar positions in the back end of the year. The Tigers probably looking...
They could have a huge wave of supporters. Like, we spoke about the Dogs and Saints going this year. Big fan bases. Tigers and Para, massive
fan bases. And as you said, the hope around those 2 clubs, if they finish... Either of them play finals footy. Tigers more likely than Parramatta at this stage. But if either of them play finals footy, or get close too. You know they're going to start the year with that wave of support.
Oh, fans will be already buying tickets for Vegas.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah.
It would be good. You in?
We'll see. Signing news, Mick. Outside of Luke Metcalf, there's plenty happening.
Yeah, outside backs seem to be on the move or in pursuit at the moment. Greg Marzu knocked back an offer from the North Queensland Cowboys to recommit to the Newcastle Knights for a further 3 seasons. That's off the back of his 5 tries on the weekend.
Yeah.
And
Good signing.
He's been in great form, and it's never been his attack. He's always been a meat eater. It's probably like errors under the high balls coming out of his own end sometimes. So, if he can, he complements Dom Young really well. They're a good combination with Dom Young. It's such an aerial threat and speed, and Marzu, that power athlete. So he's re-signed in a great show of confidence for the Newcastle Knights. Jermaine McEwen's re-signed for a further 12 months. Good back rower.
Good back rower.
Really good back rower for the Knights. Wasn't off contract until next year, so he's done enough.
Those Knights edges of Dylan Lucas and McEwen.
Yeah,
that's
Dylan Lucas is a November 1 guy, Dave. Okay. So he's an interesting one because he's a good.
Well, I'd like to see those 2 back rowers there for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Dylan Lucas, future captain of the Knights, if he does stay there. And Murray Taulagi, you mentioned we spoke around the Roosters and Cowboys match up. Look, he'll be at the Roosters next year.
Yeah, right.
I think you'll find Murray Taulagi. Good signing for the Roosters.
Good signing,
and that's why they're losing Nawanga Nitawase. Daniel Tupou looks like he may play overseas. Ruben Garrick's come in, but they add him into that back line with Ruben Garrick.
How many years
year.
for Murray at the Roosters?
Not sure.
Ballpark figures?
Probably around the 500 mark, I'd say.
Yep. We're launching Magic Round, Mick, with the Sharks and Dogs at 6 o'clock. Flip a coin. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, 2 sides that have channeled sort of each other this year, came into the year both with greater intentions and aspirations, and then fallen badly at times. No, Blake Brayley's a killer for the Sharks.
Oh yeah. Well, it is a killer because is it a killer? We don't know because we've never seen it.
It's a good point.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, but it's a killer.
Yeah.
So that's made me pick the Bulldogs.
Really interesting. Jaden Beryl comes into dummy half. He's a live wire.
Yeah.
He's going. Honestly, I'm seriously keen to watch the Sharks.
Can he go 80?
No. Hohepa Puru is on the bench, and he'll come into the dummy half spot as well. So, but Beryl plays front foot footy. Like he's a bit of a throwback actually. The way he ducks and dives around the ruck.
He's off contract, right?
Yeah. He's always been like a 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year,
So it's a
1 year.
massive audition for him because, as you said, Brayley's played, and
he never plays NRL.
Yeah, that's right. And we're assuming that Blake will play Origin this year. So,
that's a good point.
He'll get a couple more opportunities at some point this year. But big out, Blake. Big out. He's Cronulla's best player.
Yep. Big out. They do get Ronaldo Militalo and Jesse Ramian back. Now, for me, that's been the biggest problem area for Cronulla, their edge defence. Throughout this rut that they've been in, they just had issues. They've tried Moani Hiroti, Sifatalakai out in the centre and wing spots. Sam Stone Street's been covering for the drop Sione Katoa, who then suffered a knee injury and playing New South Wales Cup. But the fact that Ramian and Ronaldo come back, I just think that gives them a real big energy boost. Now, the Dogs do have Kurt Mann, Matt Burton, and Max King back. They're 3 big ins.
Yeah, and I think Leo Thompson's having an impact, particularly in his second stint. I know his handling's let him down at times, but his meter's been pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been quite physical with them, but, having Max King back, that's their starting front row. That's been their front row that they've wanted to have at full strength. So that's an opportunity. As you said, toss of the coin job. I'm going the Dogs. Though.
Well, you're going to get the Dogs breaking their run. We won't be able to talk about them on 360 once they win.
They'll find a way.
There's a fair bit of rain about in Brisbane, Mick. And I just hope we finally get some sunny weather on Sunday because the Warriors fans inside Suncorp Stadium at 4 o'clock on Sunday against the Broncos fans doing that absolutely annoying dance they do after every try of the Broncos. Da 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 da. Oh my God!
Why is it
drives
annoying?
me mental.
Why?
Oh God! Please give me a break.
Oh.
Warriors Broncos could be huge, but I want to draw a track.
Who are you tipping?
Warriors.
I am.
Yeah. Why are we doing that?
Don't know.
It's amazing. They're the premiers.
Yeah. Warriors inside top 4. Barnett back. Still no.
Why is Jackson Ford on the bench?
Don't know. Not sure. Just mix up their rotation a little bit. Barnett's been named a couple of times to start and started off the bench. I don't know what to read. I wouldn't read anything into it.
Yeah.
I think it's just
strong rotation.
To mix up that rotation a little bit. Having two of Fisher, Harris, Barnett and forward on at the same time is pretty lethal. Middle third with Aaron Clark as well. So, I just like what the Warriors are doing at the moment.
Yeah. Playing more consistent.
Playing controlled. Their forwards have just been so good. Fisher Harris is still playing really well, but I like the hooker combination that's happening. And Tanner Boyd, you mentioned control. Well, he's really controlling that side at the moment.
Broncos, I love their resilience about a fortnight ago. Beating the Tigers, then against the Dogs, and they've just had so many injury concerns. Now their combinations are hurting them. I think their connection, but I'm not ruling them out beating the Warriors. But of
course, this is not an easy tip.
No,
not an easy tip whatsoever. And but I think injuries are just, and the grind of some of those fill-in players is starting to get to them a little bit. They're still really injury ravaged. Yeah. The Broncos, they're far from full strength. They just got to try and keep their head above water and jag this. Like, it's an important win for them because they sit outside the 8 at the moment.
Yep. What have you made of the anticipation of Ben Hunt re-signing at the Broncos? I find it surprising.
Price point would be interesting.
Yep.
I think it's a bit of a safety net there for the Broncos, given Adam Reynolds' retirement as well. Jonah Pezzit's coming to the club, and he hasn't had a great season at Parramatta, but they've earmarked him to be their long-term half. Tom Duffy's done a really good job. He's off contract.
I like Duffy.
He's off contract as well, Dave. So it's probably more of an insurance. Billy Walters off. Like, as long as you're saying to Ben, look, at full strength, you're our 14. And if he's okay with it, I'm fine with it.
What do you pay him?
400.
Yeah, same.
So it just, for mine, it depends on price point. Yep. I can understand why, because Reynolds retiring, it just gives a little bit of cover if needed.
Yep.
In that squad.
Yep. The second game on Friday night is the Bunnies and Dolphins, Mick. This could be 53-52. Couldn't it?
It could.
Yeah.
Particularly if Latrell plays.
Who'd you tip?
Latrell Mitchell, that is, because the other Latrell was pretty good.
Oh yeah, he was.
Last week.
Sigwalt.
I've tipped the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, Bunnies. Yeah.
I like South.
They're going good. They're going good.
The Dolphins have finally started to show what we all thought they could produce in the preseason.
Yep.
Over the last few weeks, but South.
Yeah, I'm going with Souths. The first game on Saturday afternoon, West Tigers versus Manly. The Tigers just getting cruelled by injury, and the Foz ball just keeps on rolling. I tip Manly. Any chance of a Tigers upset here?
I think it's a bit sad what's happening with the Tigers, given their great start to the season, their injury run. They're not season enders, a few long-termers, so hopefully they can still be thereabouts at the back end of the year, because it was one of the fun stories to start this year, but Manly for mine.
Yep. Roosters, Cowboys, we touched on earlier, but as far as we spoke about the halves battle, but what about the game itself? Cowboys, oh my goodness, they let that Parramatta game slip, and the Chooks, they're in a mood. They are in a serious mood, and right before Origin now, I think Robbo's going to be absolutely have them dialed up to go get the win, knowing he's going to lose a fair few to Origin. Yeah,
two sides that can get loose at times, but I think the Roosters could win well.
Yeah, me too. I agree. Paris Storm. I tell you what, this tipping's all one-sided at this point, because I reckon you're going to go the Storm, and so will I.
Are we all going the same at the moment?
Yeah.
Yep, Storm. Not quite back to their best.
I love that win from Para.
Last week. Yeah, gritty, determined. Mitch Moses' best performance of the season.
Yeah.
Owned the big moment, and that was what's been needed from him this year. So that was a big moment. But, Storm still.
Yep. If we anticipate Mitch gets chosen for Origin, does Jonah Pezzit come back into the halves next week?
Is he fit? Oh, he was suspended last week. Assume so. What else are they going to do?
No.
Blood one of the young guys. It's probably a bit of a stretch, so probably Jonah.
It's going to be an interesting decision from Riles. Sunday afternoon, Titans Knights. Geez, the Knights, they're good to watch.
Yeah, Knights.
It's all one-sided traffic as far as the tipping is concerned.
Well, I'm not tipping the Dragons. I think we're going to go all the same.
Yeah, well, the Titans' young halfback, Zane Harrison. He looks a good one. I like him.
Impressive.
Yep.
Impressive.
Spoke about the Warriors, Broncos. We're both going the Warriors there, and the Panthers versus Dragons. I'm going Saints.
All yours, Dave. Because I won't be tipping it. If Penrith are fair income.
Yeah.
How many?
How many?
If they're serious, 60.
Yeah, if they're serious, they can win by. Yeah, I'd say 50. Like margin 50, or how many points they put on? I think they points put on, they can put on 50.
Yeah. Easy.
I actually think I said it last week. I think the decision for Kyle Flanagan to come back and just he's a better defender, defensive half.
I agree.
That might stop 2 tries.
I agree. Yeah. No, they had to put Kyle back in. If you just look at those sides on paper, if Penrith are serious, then it's going to get ugly and very quick.